es la voz de LA. It's like una galaxiana, come and kick it with us. I bring the bossa nova beats and talk the club that we love. Another year to adjust, and Will Kuntz we all trust. 6 titles in the cabin, tell a hater shut up. Mirar al horizonte con el cielo morado. Llegamos al estadio como siempre lo hago. Es la nueva temporada, ya cumplí 30 años. Rezándole a San Pequi que no dé al travesaño. Que repartan los balones y no sean tacaños. Que regrese el contraataque y que le hagamos daño. Un saludo para Robert, hermanos ecuatorianos. Que la táctica de Ananda nunca sean en vano. Si se trata de mi gala me levanto temprano. Ver el fur en verano, en el pasto tumbado. Siempre estoy a tu lado, en cualquier resultado. Vamos Galaxy, on top is where I gotta be. Chilling in the canopy, staging like a winery. Goles during rivalries, brew from the refinery. Only want the finer things, we letting you know. Lo que pasa en la galaxia, ready, let's start the show.
Hello, hola, and buenas, and welcome back to another episode of La Cuna Galaxiana, a podcast always made with love for all you LA Galaxy fans out there, wherever you may be, and all you international soccer fans as well. Today, though, LA Galaxy fans need a little bit more love because we welcome you back to group therapy, aka Sad Fool Hours, aka the utter miseries, as the LA Galaxy suffered a heartbreak not found in a million emo songs with a 3-2 injury time loss to Liga MX champion Toluca on Wednesday, October 1st. It was a range of emotions in this match for the underdog Galaxy as they withstood everything a powerful Toluca team threw at them, but in the end became their own worst enemies once more, with suspect defending on set pieces. We'll take you through the stages in this game, the chaos that was this Campeones Cup final, who stepped up for LA, and what positives we can find in this heartbreaking loss. Plus, MLS has released an offseason schedule, and it looks like you better be a rich Galaxy fan if you want to hit the World Cup, with the very, very highly elevated prices starting to trickle out, and we have some confirmation on those prices. All of that and more coming up on tonight's episode of La Cuna Galaxiana. But before we go any further, let me introduce myself. I'm one of your co-hosts, Rob Alon, and you can find my written work at the Sporting Tribune. You can find me online just there, like the tag says, at El Escudero de LA. Go ahead and check out those articles. Tell me I'm a hack. Let me know what you think. I invite all kinds of discourse. And, of course, alongside me, as usual, is my co-host, Anandita Kirana El Yerno Guapo, Gitano Perdido. And you know what? I would ask you how you feel, but I mean, I already kind of know. I mean, it can't be good. So, I mean, just lay it on me, man. I said something about emo songs there in the rundown there at the beginning. Was it that kind of heartbreak for you?
Yeah, man. Let's just not tippy toe around it. I'm just gonna get to my one word, and let's just get to the meat and potatoes of it, Papa, because there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, we're gonna try to make sense of this. We're gonna slice it and dice it in all different angles. But of course, we need your help too, chat. Like, we want to hear how you guys are feeling. We want to know what's on your mind. It's okay. We're here for you guys to vent to. We're here for you guys to vent your frustrations to. We're here for it, man. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here for sure. Just to kind of talk it out and see if we can make sense of this all. But no, man, just my one word, simply gutted, Baba. Just gutted. Like, I think someone said in the press conference, I wasn't sure who, but I heard the word gut punch being used, and that's pretty much what it felt like.
Yep.
I just felt sick. I just felt sick after. It's so funny, Baba. I didn't even text you this, but even when Galaxy scored that second goal, like I was sitting next to my wife and my dog, right? And my wife's like, "Hey, come on."
Hello to both. Minister of Finance.
And Minister of Finance was like, "Hey, vamos a darle a Papa un soporte emocional," right?
Jeez,
she knew,
like that,
right? Like that, right? She knew it was a big game. She knew it was a final. She knew I was into it. I was glued to my TV set, right? And that happened, and it was like, and she was like, it's so funny. Like, I mean, she does, as you know, Baba, she's a casual fan, right? She'll just watch pretty much when I watch. And she's like, ¿Qué pasa con la defensa? ¿Qué pasó con la defensa los últimos 5 minutos, papá?
Well,
Right?
we're
Like,
really all
like,
season, but yeah, she's not wrong.
like, ¿qué pasó? Like, that was so easy, and I was like, I didn't know what to say because it felt I was just in the shock of it all, I guess. Like, and in those free kicks, like I had this sick feeling in my stomach because two things. I knew that Toluca was a very good team in general, but also a set piece team, and I know the kinds of deliveries Vega can deliver. And on top of that, I know how frail the Galaxy defense can be, especially in the last minutes of games. We've seen it all season. And so when everything unraveled like it did, I'm going to use some Cockney English slang, but it basically it all went Pete Tong. We were in complete Barney, and it went tits up. And that's pretty much the way it went, right? And it completely unraveled in those last 5 minutes, and it all went Pete Tong from there. And if you don't know what Pete Tong is, look it up. It all went wrong like Pete Tong, and we're in Barney, which means we're in Barney Rubble trouble. There you go.
Well, and I learned that one from watching Ocean's 11. Shout out Don Cheadle. But it was a gut punch. But you know what? It was the Bears were who we thought they were, man. Like, this is not something that we haven't seen from this team, and I really thought they were going to get it, but like I wasn't surprised either when it didn't happen. And
are you with Rocio, who says expected? Is that your one word kind of in that vein, or is that too harsh?
I would probably have to ask Anthony Bautista to fact check me on this, like, and tell me what I was actually feeling in real time. But I mean, when Peck scored in the 85th, I said, like, I think I told him, like, they got to be mentally strong to see this one out. Like, Toluca's going to throw everything at them. And yeah, we talked a lot about mentality in the post game presser with Greg. So it just, again, we've seen this from this team before, and it's just unfortunate because some of these players just played really, really good games, and they just didn't get the reward from it. I mean, we had Diego on the other day. I mean, Diego gave everything out there. I mean, this is
gutted for him. Gutted for him. That was the first person, honestly, I thought about. Like
Harbor.
Yeah.
Like, I've told you a couple times that, like, where I sit in the press box is like right next to the end, right? So there's usually like one seat or just me right there, like in the last seat, and then right next to that there's a wall, and then on the other side is Will with a couple of his analysts and stuff like that. And I remember when Harbor does that turn to get that shot off. I mean, you know the one, the nice one, right? Like,
yep.
I mean, everybody just is like, wow. And, like, decorum in the press box, you don't really make any noise. So, like, everyone just kind of like looked at each other. And then, like, I looked around and I kind of like caught a glance at Will, and he was just like kind of doing like, wow, what did I just kind of see thing? And then at halftime, we walked by each other, and he just looked at me. He's like, "Kid's not bad, right?" And I was like, "No, not at all, man, not at all." But yeah, I mean, it's a moment right here where, like you said, it's a gut punch. So all year we've been talking about, like, where the Galaxy have been weak, where they've failed. But today we want to kind of like spin that positive on everything that we've seen. And yes, we're going to break down the match. And yes, there are moments where we're going to have to tell it like it is. But we are also going to tie that bow at the end, because this is group therapy. And the point of therapy is healing. So we want to leave you with a little healing at the end of this. And, with that being said, let's get into the meat potatoes of everything. Because, I mean, you haven't even really done like the entire housekeeping, have you?
No, but did I get your one word, by the way?
Did I?
How would you sum that up, Papa? How would you sum up your feeling?
Oh, sometimes I can't do one word, so I'm gonna give you.
You're good with words. I know you're good with words. Okay,
no, but this is more. This is más como un sentimiento. Es más como un yes, man. And all I gotta say is, ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Hey,
that's how it felt.
Hey,
Really?
by the way, everyone in chat that's been to karaoke with Rob at TM, you know, homie's got some pipes on him. So well done, sir.
Hey, man, it just felt like that, and like I said, I wasn't surprised, but it doesn't not like put its mark on you, and so anyway.
You've seen this movie before. Remember that clip I posted earlier in the season? Because it felt like that day when I said my one word, it was 2 words, but it was Groundhog's Day. This is what it felt like, right, Baba? Like you've seen this movie script before. In 2025, you've seen this movie play out over and over again. What's the one? Oh, I guess it's like Doctor Strange's like 1,000,001 outcomes, right? Like, or sorry, when he goes to Dormammu and he like kills him, or he gets killed over and like you've seen that movie before. That's what it felt like. You're like in the
Yeah.
Dormammu, like what is it, the time stone, like I can't remember what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying. And
Yeah.
he's like over and over, Dormammu,
Yeah.
and he just keeps
Yeah,
on
yeah.
getting stomped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's somebody
time
said
loop.
I think it was our colleague Damien Calhoun who said it was a microcosm of the entire season, just like
Yeah. So
range of emotions, just like building you up to like let you down. Oh man, it's just like, again, the utter miseries. Really, it was like you just from and the mood swings were crazy because Galaxy were down, all of a sudden they were tied, and then all of a sudden they were up, and then all of a sudden they were tied again, and then that last minute gut check. But anyway,
Yep. Well, we'll break it down a little bit, but
a little bit more.
yeah, a little bit more than what it is. 'Cause, I mean, there is a couple of nuances. There are a couple of things we wanted to pick out for sure. But Papa, let me just get the housekeeping out of the way. We can go to some shout outs and announcements because there were other teams that actually won trophies last night, Papa. So we'll get into all that as well. But of course, guys, if you are listening, whether you're on playback, whether you're live in chat right now, thank you for being with us. Of course, we do this as a show. I mean, we do it in las buenas and las malas, right? That's what the kids say these days, and that's what all the OGs say. So there you go. It's true, and we're here for you guys. So if you guys are here, thank you, and go ahead and sub to our channel if you haven't yet.
I'm living for this comment. I'm living for the comments right now, man. Just like,
hey, you know what? It is what it is. I think we're at that point right now. Right?
Again, through this we find healing. Come together with me. Come together with me, my brothers and sisters. We will get there together.
Yes, and we will get there even further if you guys do sub to this channel and hit that notification bell, of course, guys, so you know when we'll be on. Right now, I really like your segues, Papa. And by the way, just a little programming note. I know we were trying to get Peyton from our LA Galaxy Buzz from Talking Galaxy. He is enjoying the Rams right now. I don't know. He's probably suffering during OT because that game went to OT. So I'm not sure if he's going to make the stream. But anyways, you will be notified when we get awesome guests on. And like we had Diego last time. And any other guests that we have on. I know Rob is working hard at getting a couple more guests. We'll announce them as they come. I mean, we got to look forward to something, right, for the next year. Bye. Like, we got to look forward to something. So we got to get some guests. I mean, it's just us two knuckleheads talking diddly squat. So
soy con la bandera blanca. Give up.
Yeah.
And just play, guys. No, we are hard at work at it. No, but like, again, the gut punch.
Yeah.
You see, last night would have been Creed appropriate after the match, but I didn't hear any Creed after.
Oh, you didn't hear any Creed last night? I think it's that Campeones Cup DJ kind of thing.
Yeah, man. So, but it would have been appropriate last night.
Yeah, and of course, guys, if you have anything burning off your chest, want to ask us a question, you want to vent, whatever the case may be, super chats are up. Super chats are up, so you guys can help. And of course, like I always say, like every dollar that you donate to the show goes back into the show. We get better equipment. It keeps the lights on. It keeps the lights on, all that good stuff. So anyways, what else? What else am I missing? Well, I guess, como siempre, antes de olvidarme, buenos días, tardes o noches, y bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Sad Foo Hours, número como 125 de este año, puede ser. So, anyways, but we're glad you guys are here.
We've done this song and dance as well, but we're glad to be here with you guys for this group therapy. But let's get into
Or Raul said we can use super chats to pay for defenders and also pay for the whole stadium to get Marco Royce bobbleheads, as we talked about before. So there you go.
The homie G Cam says, so the team, thank you for the super chat. G Cam with $2 super chat says, sell the team.
Loaded.
Yeah, I mean, well,
That's a loaded comment, Papa.
y'all are Rich Galaxy fans out there. Pongan una colecta.
GoFundMe, Papa.
Yeah, come on, y'all. I know we have some enterprising G's out there, Rich Galaxy fans. So put together a little fund. Boom, boom, boom. You got a team. But anyway, some shout outs, right? And announcements.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Maybe one day we'll do announcements and then shout outs. Who knows? But congratulations to Joseph Paintsill for his Ghana call up for Ghana's matches on 10-8 and 10-12. That makes him not available for the match, the Galaxy match on 10-11, obviously. So, but congratulations to him. I mean, I had the opportunity to speak to him about what this call up means, and obviously he said that he's kind of focused more on the Galaxy at the moment, but he's always proud to represent Ghana. I remember post MLS Cup 2024, I interviewed him. He just spent, gassed, and I had a chance to talk to him and asked him what it meant to his folks in Ghana and his people in Ghana, and he lit up just really, really big. So this has got to be a big thing for him, and the opportunity to play for your country, and then not even have to travel that far because he's here in the US already. So but congratulations to Joseph. Our brother Jcam says, with another super chat, I had a dream where Rakino bought the team. Ooh,
that's Rob's dream.
Man, that is a good dream to have.
Oh wow, we have Paulinho in the chat, Papa. Paulinho in the chat.
Yeah.
Last night, I do not speak Brazilian, so someone's gonna have to help me on this one.
No hablo portugués. Perdón. If someone can translate, then it would be lovely. But we thank you for being in chat anyway, Paulinho. We do appreciate it. I doubt is the Paulinho, but anyway, cheers to whoever it is. TM, good morning all to you as well. And sending love to Raheem, man. This past weekend was the Hudson River Derby. NYC FC beat the Red Bulls, and Raheem got racially abused by his own fans. Blood, who?
Yeah, did that happen last weekend? Wasn't that last weekend?
No. I thought it was a couple days ago.
It
was the 28th, right?
Yeah. That was over the weekend. That was over the weekend.
Yeah. Just a couple of days ago, like 4 or 5, 3 or 4
last match day. Yeah, last match day.
Exactly. But anyway, just sending love to Raheem. I mean, it's foolishness any way you slice it, but then your own fans anyway, sending love to Raheem. Moving right along to the US men's national team, who dropped their newest lineup for the international window, in which they play Ecuador and Australia. 10 MLS players were called up, and there were some big omissions here with Musa, Yunus, big Yunus, Just Galley, Tyler Adams, and Sergio Dest. I was surprised that Tyler Adams wasn't going to be there, but apparently he's going to be missing out because he's going to be expecting a child, or he is expecting a child, and that child is due any moment. So yeah, Ananda, you've seen this lineup. You see 10 MLS players here. Obviously, Poch taking a lot of faith in those home players here, in stateside players. What are your overall thoughts on this? Again, they're playing an Australia side that's not bad, and then they're playing an Ecuador side that some people are saying could be a dark horse for this tournament. Let's not get carried away. I'm Ecuadorian, and I'm not even going that far. Those fools need a striker. But anyway,
I can say without having skin in the game like you. But no, man, look, I think the number one thing for me is I'm obviously glad to see Pulisic back. If you saw Poch's press conference, which was kind of interesting, Rob, he mentioned that Pulisic was the best player on this national team, and just a couple months ago, he was saying something maybe to a different tune, right? Not inviting him to camp for whatever reason, but it looks like that relationship is sort of mending. I think that's very important. He clearly is the best player on this team. We talked to Eli last time about his form right now in Milan, like he is going off in Serie A, right? And so that's nice to see, obviously. And then it's nice to see players like Zendejas, who did well last time out. He's getting another call up. And then you know what? Fair play to Poch, man. He's giving these MLS players a chance. Now, in the overall grand scheme of things, are there better players technically, quality-wise, that are better than some of these MLS players? I think so, but they're going to have to prove themselves overseas, and they're going to have to prove themselves to be better than these MLS players, or vice versa. These MLS players could show that maybe they're not up to the international level. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But man, I'm excited to see Pulisic. Chris Richards, like I told Eli last time, I've been watching his games for Crystal Palace, Papa. He's been an absolute beast, and so is Jedi Robinson. So I'm excited to see those guys, man.
You know what I like is that we're talking about some big omissions here, and Musa, Scally, Adams, Dest, and still this is still a respectable lineup. You know, it's like again, every time I bring this up, I'm like, oh, Galaxy fans are going to cancel me, but I mean, you look at the midfielders here, and you're like, you know, Blood, what are some of these MLS players doing on here? But Christian Roldan's been holding it down for Seattle, and Seattle's been one of the better teams in MLS in the past couple of months. You know, Diego Luna's had bright spots this season as well. So I don't know, but looking at the lineup again, can it disrupt an Ecuador side that has a tremendous lineup in you know, with Caicedo and you know, just a defense that just doesn't leak goals. So they're going to have to be very, very creative when they play Ecuador on October 10th in Austin. And then a couple days later, 4 days later, to be exact, they play Australia and Colorado on October 14th. And I know that I'm going to be hopefully eating some Ecuadorian food while we watch that USMNT national team game versus Ecuador. A heart divided. Who knows how I'll go that day, but let's see what happens, right, Ananda?
Yeah, no, that'll be interesting. I think we always say this about the national team, but like I feel like these games are probably going to be one of the most important. Like they have to treat these like qualifiers, right? Because they have nothing else really in the lead up. So I feel like for the national team, it's always on that border of the next, like this is now the next important, like this next game is the most important game, or this next game is the most important game. It's like every game is the most important game that comes up for this team, because it's a big indicator, and they don't have that many games left from now until the World Cup. So it'll be really interesting. And it's funny that Lex says 9 wins from the World Cup and we have no clue who our starting 11 is. We're so cooked. That's part of this too, right? But look, man, if I look at that roster, I mean, to me, the midfield is clear. I mean, you pick the three best: McKinney, Tyler Adams, if he's fit, and then the third one is probably a guy like Tessman or Malik Tillman, right? Just based off of merit. I mean, I feel like McKinney and Tyler Adams, like those are your stalwarts in the midfield. Like some of these players, I think when push comes to shove, I can't speak tonight, brass tacks, like I feel like they pick themselves, and then it's just all about the fringes and like the substitutions and
well the depth pieces are very important in terms
yeah, exactly.
The ability to be able to call on somebody like a Christian Roldan, if in fact you are going to go with, you know, that Weston McKennie and that Tyler Adams midfield, you know, the ability to be like, all right, cool, we need to lock this game down, or, you know, we need something, you know, bring on, you know, I mentioned Roldan, and Jacob Sash says, wow, Christian Roldan is a great leader and brings a lot to the locker room. I mean, by all intents and purposes, from everything we've heard from Seattle, that is absolutely true. So it's going to be an interesting test for the United States, and don't be surprised if, you know, they walk away from this with you know, a couple of ties at best. And like Anand said, these are important matches for them because they don't have qualifiers, so they don't have real tests. These are
good
friendlies.
tests.
These are friendlies, but they should be treated as competitive matches.
At least Ecuador, that's going to be a very good test. Very good test. E-Super, he doesn't know too much about Ecuador. Baba, let me just put it to you like this. Their back line is filled with Premier League players. I mean,
who said they don't know?
Sorry, E-Super. Premier League
yeah, man.
players and a Champions League winner in Willy Pacho. So I mean, they're a damn good team, Baba.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, Super. I mean, I broke it down on a couple pods ago, but
Check out the
they had
back
the
catalog.
they had the best defensive record in common ball qualifying. I mean, they only got scored on 2 times the entire qualifying. I mean, they qualified second, being that they started negative 3 points back, and that was all on the back of the defense, really, because like I said a couple of moments ago, they don't really have a striker, so
yeah,
they didn't really produce that offensively in the last couple of games. But I think they went something like 550 minutes or something like that.
And second,
to end the tournament.
arguably the most difficult federation to qualify in for the world, the most grueling qualifying setup, arguably, right, in the world, especially with the teams that you have in there. So
yeah, common ball
that is impressive, being second.
Yeah, you have Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, and perennial powerhouses. I mean, and the fact that they were able to qualify over Uruguay, Brazil, and this power to them. This really is the golden generation. And XPH, damn true. Memory lane. Bring back Akinaga. I mean, if we could clone him and you could add him to this team, good God, man, it'd be crazy scary. Super says Akinaga. I can remember. Alex, profe, si nos está escuchando, aquí tiene un hogar, venga a visitarnos, nos gustaría hablar con usted sobre cómo ve este plantel del Ecuador. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled program. But anyway, we've been talking a lot about these World Cup teams, and obviously this tournament here is on these shores, but again, you're going to have to be a rich Galaxy fan to actually hit this tournament. The Athletic broke ticket prices for every round and venue for this tournament. Tickets for the group stage range from $60, and there's a very, very limited supply, to $805 for a group stage ticket. The U.S. opener in Los Angeles will range from $560 to $2,735. Ananda,
Wow.
You're rich and powerful. You're gonna have to break me off a little bit.
Nope.
Thanks, man. More that's $200 more than Canada's cheapest ticket price for the opener. So Canada's cheapest ticket is sitting at $355. The US is sitting at $560. So it's causing a lot of ruckus in terms of if this is pricing out fans, if this is making for a good experience, and that's not even to mention we haven't even been able to really verify that like the ticket process is working. Like, people haven't gotten rejections. We've only seen evidence of a couple people getting acceptances and being able to buy tickets. I'm not saying that it hasn't happened. There are people who have bought tickets, just the evidence is scant and far between. And one thing we know for damn sure, this is much more expensive than any other World Cup before. What do you think, Ananda? You were just at the last one in Qatar. Similar prices, or I mean, is it that much of a jump in price?
No, it's pretty similar. It probably went up just a little bit, but yeah, man, it's not cheap. That's for sure. The one thing I've been thinking about, though, like slightly off tangent, but Qatar was an interesting experience because it's such a small country, Rob. And when you're in a small country, like, you're bombarded with, in a good way, I'm not saying it in a bad way, of like World Cup fever. And like, you see a lot of fans on the street. Like, you actually meet a lot of people as you're just walking around and exploring and going through like the fan fests and stuff. With this being so spread out, like, I just wonder how much of that will grab. But in terms of like the game day prices and experience, like, looks like par for the course, man. It's so funny. Like, I might, if I find it, guys, like, I will share with you roughly what my tickets were for 2022, but it looked about the same. And I didn't get like necessarily the best seats. I remember for Japan, it's funnily enough, I watched my Yoshida in that game. I was way in the rafters. So, it wasn't like, it looked about right. Like category 4, category 3, something like that. So,
well, as we get more information about the World Cup, we will bring that to you. But Yeah, I personally, would love to see a reduction in prices, and that's power to the people, man. I mean, this is the people's game. It should be accessible, and it's going to be very, very hard for working people trying to make ends meet to go have an experience that might be a life-changing experience. So anyway, speaking of life-changing experiences, segue. The US Open Cup final just happened last night, and congratulations to Nashville SC, who won their first trophy in club history. Hani Mukhtar had the opener, and Sam Sturridge had the game-winning penalty in the second half. And we want to say congratulations to Gaston Brugman, nuestro amigo, es campeón otra vez. Congratulations to him. It's not a surprise. Gaston Brugman is a winner, man. He's a good player. So anyway, Nashville gets that win over Austin 2-1.
Good for him.
Yeah, I love to see it. I love to see just that smile on his face. And yeah, I mean, I really like Nashville as a city, man. So congratulations to them. It was nice to see that people get their. I mean, that's the first trophy for this club. So congratulations to them. And I remember going over there and watching the game, and they were very, very nice. I mean, we're walking to the stadium, and they would stop you to be like, "Hey, is everything all good?" Like, and you're just like, "Yeah, blood, we're good." I mean, and this was, I think, their first or second year, and I was just like, "Oh, they're so new. Like, it's so cute. They have no rivalries yet, and like, wait till they make a rivalry and see what happens." But
yep. And they won a trophy, and we didn't this year. So there you go. Congrats to them. Slap in the face.
Slap. And GCAM says Tyler Boyd also won.
Yeah. Is he still on that team? I'm like, is he still on their team?
Yeah, I mean,
right? Yeah, I guess he is. Yeah, I guess. Well, and Johnny Perez? No?
Yeah, right?
Yes.
3 XGs?
Oh, bro.
3 XGs.
That's great. Yep.
Oh man, well,
that's great.
Congratulations to them. Once a G, always a G, right?
Yeah.
There was the Canadian Championship final as well last night, and the Vancouver Whitecaps pulled off a 4-2 win over Vancouver FC to do the big 4-peat here. That's 4 years in a row that the Whitecaps are Kings of Canada. That one was an Ali Ahmed brace, and the serial winner Mueller gets the penalty, and then Ryan Gauld comes back and caps off this match with the 4th goal here for the Whitecaps. And in the post match, Mueller's comments were kind of interesting. And he said that he came into a city in which they're kind of like okay with not winning, and he said he's going to try to change that culture. He said that they are like, well, maybe we can't win, or like they're always questioning themselves, and it's I guess not even just the Whitecaps but other sports teams in the city. And so he said, like, I'm gonna go ahead and change that. So good luck to Thomas Mueller trying to change an entire sporting culture, not just in your sport.
That's a serious team, man. That I mentioned it on Soccer in 60 last time. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be an LAFC Vancouver clash in the Western Conference, man. I think
really over Seattle,
over Seattle and San Diego. Don't forget about them. It just depends how the brackets.
I just don't like to mention them.
Yeah, it just depends how it'll shape up. But man, and this is why I argued that, like, just Thomas Mueller's mentality, he is an absolute beast. Like, his mentality is ridiculous. Like, that is elite mentality. Maybe something a little that the Galaxy need, but anyways.
Yes. Well, they have their own German. There's a kind of like this wait and see pattern to see whether we will see Marco Reus again this season. My money's on we will not, because only 3 games left of no consequence. Why would you risk them? But congratulations to Vancouver as well. Now Vancouver and Nashville have qualified for the Champions Cup. I believe that's 11 teams now that have qualified for this tournament. So as you know, we get the draw. I believe that draw is
December 8th, right?
Yeah, December 8th or something like that. We will go ahead and give you an update on who the Galaxy are going to be playing in that first round. VCFC plays Colorado 2 at the Willie Roll on Sunday, 10-5 at 1 p.m. I believe this is the last match of the season, Ananda, for
before playoffs.
And so good, get out there and support those lads at the Willie Roll. And we were just talking about the Champions Cup, and finding out when the Galaxy play in that tournament. And we do know that the Galaxy's first potential match in that tournament could be February 3rd, or like in the window that's February 3rd to 5, 3 to 5, 3rd to 5. Jesus, what am I talking about? Mixing up tenses and stuff like that. Anyway, so the schedule for the offseason was just dropped today by the league, and our good friend the Podfather put out a tweet about this and the dates you have to look out for. I mean, the big one here is free agency begins on 12/10. Before that, on 11/26, deadline to exercise options and submit bona fide offers. The re-entry draft is on stage 1 is on 12/11. The stage 2 is on 12/17. And the MLS Super Draft is on 12/18. So between 12/18 and February 3rd, the Galaxy got to get a lot of stuff done. That's basically a month and a half, or a little bit more than a month and a half, in which they have to do tons of business. So good luck to them, and good luck to Ona's team. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the Galaxy, how the Galaxy look next year with now that the season's winding down for them. We got to start looking at these things, right, Ananda?
I mean, I'm sure Will Kuntz is probably working on it already, right? I mean, they've got a lot of work to do, Papa. A lot of decisions, a lot of work to do.
As my agent, did you hit up Will and tell him I'm available? For a couple of pupusas?
Bro, you were sitting right next to him. You should just shouted him out. you should have
I can't do my own dealings. You got to be my agent on this kind of stuff.
All right, next time I join you in the press box, Papa, I will
get it.
I will get in there. So shall we talk about this match now? Proper. We have to. I know we have to do it for the people. We've got 36 of all. We got 36 of y'all in live chat.
All right,
so I better see 36 likes. Hit that like button.
Let's
go, guys.
All right. Well, since Ananda's like, oh, hit those likes. It's a good time to remind you to also subscribe. Hit up the subscribe, and we would love you forever. Like I always say, hit the subscribe, and Ananda will take a shot with you. I promise. I'll hold him to that, and make sure he takes. And if you're really nice, he might even take 2. Who knows? We do have a super chat. Thank you, XPH. He says, "Hey Rob, hey EGP."
I like it. El Gitano perdido, Papa. I love that.
Okay, cool. Look into. Thank you for clearing that up. Look into 2026. Who is more under pressure, Vanney or Kuntz? Viewers and listeners, please hit the like button and subscribe. Please help keep the lights on. Thank you, XPH. We do appreciate that. Ooh, you want to take this one first? I'm interested to see what you think.
Oh, that's a great question.
It is a really good question.
I would argue. I'm gonna make the argument for Vanney, and I feel like, again, this is just top of mind. I haven't really had a chance to think about it, but the first thing that comes to mind is the pressure that this guy was under after the 2023 season. Now, obviously, the cup bought him some sort of reprieve, but Rob, just with how bad the season has gone, it's really hard to come up with crutches or excuses or things to fall back on with how bad this team has been. And we know, and even players have told Diego, we heard it straight from the horse's mouth last time, that you guys shouldn't be in last place. Like, you guys aren't a last place team, right? We have some really good players on this team. And so I think the fall guy is going to be Vanney, because I think the cup was, to a lot of fans, I think it was a little bit of a a little bit of a band-aid, right? And we're like, okay, we need to see this consistency continue, but it's unfortunately gone the other way. And I think the first guy to take the fall will be Vanney. We talked about it with who do we talk about, Rob? With David Gass, with I forgot who else we had on, which is like, how many games does Vanney have until and with Keith Costigan, right? Like, how many games does Vanney have next year until he's in the hot seat? I mean, I saw a tweet from MLS Moves to say Greg Vanney's #1 on the coach's hot seat right now in front of Ronnie Dyla, which I can debate that. But I think the point stands that Greg is under some pressure, I think, at the beginning of next year. So,
yeah, we'll see how many games that is, or if there is even a number. But anyway, let's get into this match proper. I mean, we said we were going to give it everything. We're going to give it everything right here, right? And let's start where we all start with this.
Empty the tank.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's start with where we all start with the lineup. What did you see? And were you surprised by anything?
I was pleased that some of these young guys like Wynder and Harbor Miller, Rob, got a taste of what it's like to play in a big match, what it's like to play against really good opposition, what it's like to play in front of a home crowd in a final, like you said. And it was also nice to see Emmy back in the starting 11. I think he's going to be a very important player for this team moving forward in 2026. Julian Aude got the start. I thought he had a really solid game as well. He's always scrappy, feisty. He had 10 defensive contributions, Rob. Defensive contributions, if you guys don't know, is like basically a culmination of clearances, blocks, interceptions, or tackles. CBIT. How do I know this stuff? Because I play Fantasy Premier League, and so I've been all about defensive contributions lately. So that's just kind of how it is. But that's what it is. DEF CON, as they say. It's CBIT. Clearances, blocks, interceptions, tackles. Love my stats. And then it was nice to see Nasi off the bench. He did play a little cameo. I wish he was in from the start. But you know what? JP did not look bad at number 9 at all. So
no.
Anything else?
He didn't. Nah, to be honest, no. I mean, it was kind of a surprise to see Julian rather than John Nelson, because
he was good, though. I liked him a lot.
Oh, no. I'm not saying I'm upset about it. I'm saying that it was a surprise to me, because Greg is usually a creature of habit, and this being a final, I thought he'd be a little bit more conservative, because Toluca is a great team. So I thought he would be more conservative and go with a more defensive-minded left back. But, sometimes Greg surprises me, and he went with Julian Aude. So,
Rob, I was going to say, would you agree with me that our fullback situation is sorted for next year? Would you agree with that statement?
No, I wouldn't, honestly. Like, maybe the right back position.
Really? You don't think Julian Aude and John Nelson is a really, really solid pairing for left back?
We don't know that Julian Aude is going to stay. I mean, I believe he graduates out of that U22 this year.
Let's assume he stays. Does he graduate out of the U20? Anyways, we got to do our research on that. But
I believe so. I believe that's like why this was like a make or break year for him, and that's why he was getting courted by some of the Argentinian teams. In just a couple months back, we were talking about Argentinos Juniors being linked to him. I believe even River Plate was linked to him at one point. And check the back catalog, y'all. You'll go ahead and hear it. But anyway, I mean, if assuming he stays, sure, but that's not an excuse to not go out and look. If there's value out there, you got to go out there and then scour, right? Because
sorry, I'm looking at it right now. He's 22. And he's got 3 years remaining on his deal, including this year, I think. So let's do research on it. But let's assume that he stays.
Yeah.
I think it's sorted.
Let's assume that he stays, and then you got to talk about Mickey Yamane, whether he stays or not, because
that could be debated. Yeah,
because he's making a pretty decent amount of coin, and now you have Amodi Sucuevas and then Harbor Miller that could also play that position. Even though I'm liking Harbor and those advanced positions, man.
I love that depth, though. I love that depth. We're going to need that depth for CCC next year, Papa. CCC, Leagues Cup. I don't know what we're going to do with the US Open Cup, but probably not, right? So I love that depth, though. And remember, we need depth. We need depth on this team, right? We need 16, 17 deep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, again, I wasn't really like upset about it, but I was more surprised that he went with Aude over Nelson. But you've been doing this thing like where you kind of like zero in on a specific player and go ahead and unveil to us who your player is today, Ananda.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because I saw a lot of really mixed reactions to his performance. But guys, go ahead and put it in the chat. What did you guys think of Elijah Wynder's performance? Rob, you ask all the questions. Why don't I start with you? What did you see personally?
From
the
I saw a player who didn't have a bad game, but he could have done more. And I'll say it like this: not more like I found him lacking, but like at certain points I saw him be just a tad bit timid. Like one of the things I love about Elijah is that if he picks up the ball in space, like he's gonna eat up that space because of his long stride, right? And he just it's incredible, like when he does get an open field and just like goes at it. And there's one point where he had some space and he didn't take it. And he didn't take it in the same way that he did against like Colorado or in other matches that we've seen him do so. The homie Lex says he has upside. He's just out there right now. Yeah, man. I mean, he's gonna have an entire summer to go ahead and get adjusted with the team, get adjusted here. These players have scars though, man. This season has been tough. I mean, say what you will about this team. Some of these players might not be here next year, but the players that stay, they will have gone through this season together, and that's going to bond them. And yeah, I mean, we're going to get into some more of this other stuff in a moment, but because like we said, we are going to finish on a positive. But no, I thought he had a good game, like I said, but he damn, like if he had been more just like a tad bit more brave, like who knows what he could have done. He could have maybe gotten into like 10 more yards of space, and that would have pulled a defender to him and given Joseph space on the left, or like who knows.
Yeah, it's funny because I interpreted that though as I thought that's what he did well, which is he played within himself. He didn't try to do too much. He kept the ball ticking. I thought he did a great job using his physicality, and I think that's what Greg and Will see in him is like his physical tools. You talked about his stride. I'm going to talk about just his robustness in midfield. Like it's hard to get a tackle on him, and he will ride challenges very well. And it's that initial burst that you'll see, like especially against physical teams like Liga MX teams, they're going to try to be physical with you. Sure. They're going to try to outduel you. So I thought Elijah did a really good job protecting the ball. Rob, look at the stats. He was only dispossessed once. He connected on 29 out of 32 passes. He had eight DEFCON, so second highest in the team. Again, blocks.
DEFCON 1.
Yeah, 5 tackles, a block, clearance, and interception. So 4 recoveries. I thought I thought he did what he was supposed to do. Like I don't expect him to.
We've seen that in this locker though, like that he has it.
But not against this opposition. Against the last opposition, against a terrible team like XKC, 100%. 100% he could do that. Against this team, too much. Still, there's a big enough quality gap. Liga MX teams ain't gonna let you travel like that. You've got to be a special player. I think he can get there. I mean, he might have some tools, but
we'll never know because he wasn't brave, and we'll never know. So, but every man has an opinion. So yeah, but no, I mean, like I said, I mean, if you were to ask me, like, did I like his game? Yes, I did like his game. Like I said, the only place I found it lacking was a little bit of bravery, and I mean, he might develop that, or it might be just like you said, like Greg was like, hey, play this way. Who knows? But he didn't have a bad game, and everybody knows that I do like Elijah's game. I do think that it's had a really, really nice resurgence in the second half of the season. But don't take it from me, take it from the boss himself, Greg Vanney.
I thought he did a nice job of finding the tempo of the game, first of all. I think that's always tough when you haven't played in a lot of games that are of that intensity level. I thought he did a nice job of finding it. I think he showed, again, his physical qualities to ride challenges, sometimes get himself to protect the ball, get himself out of situations, find passes. Again, I think defensively he did a nice job of being next to Eddie and working together with them. So I think he showed tonight the progress that he's made, and that he is, he can hang in these high intensity moments like tonight, and that he's ready for more. So we've seen real progress with him. I think the first half of the season and change, his head was spinning, and I think he'll probably tell you the same. And then as he got to witness more games, and also the emotion that we were going through as a group in the first year is always difficult for players who are new. And so once things started to stabilize for our group as a whole, I think it helped the new guys to kind of settle in. And he was.
Yep.
Well, you didn't tell me what you thought.
No, I said it just a second ago, right before we played the video. But like I said, I thought he did well to play within himself. I thought there was a few moments where he wriggled out of pressure, I thought, really well. And I think his physical attributes, like, okay, don't slate me for this because I can't think of an exact comp, but I think of a guy like Darlington Nagbe, for example, like a guy that has a really high motor, really physical attributes in that midfield that you can use to do different things, interesting things out there on the pitch. Because Rob, you can teach certain things, but you can't teach physical gifts or attributes, right? Those things come naturally. So I think that's what they see in Elijah Wynder, and I just hope he progresses. I think this is a platform for him to build on, because him and a couple other young guys did make a few mistakes in the key moments, which we might talk about a little bit later.
Well, now let's talk about it now. Let's get into this match summary and break down this match. The Galaxy suffered a tremendous heartbreak. Their fans suffered heartbreak. If you didn't watch it, you were probably so much the better for it, because the LA Galaxy fell in the finals to Toluca FC 3-2. Basically, with the last kick in stoppage time, Toluca gets the game winner. Leaves Galaxy fans, Galaxy players stunned. But before all that happened, the Galaxy started this match pretty well. I mean, they didn't really give Toluca too much quarter or an inch. I mean, I spoke about it last pod, how I wanted them to go out and make themselves be respected. I felt like they achieved that, and Toluca was the one that was getting frustrated. I mean, they did spend a good amount of time feeling each other out. Neither team kind of making any kind of headway. There was a couple of shots, but nothing really of consequence. And then the Galaxy strike first with a nice ball from Fagundes over the top to Peck. He gets brought down. He gets a penalty, and Diego converts for the 1-0. The game goes into the half like this, and unfortunately, second half hasn't been really kind to the Galaxy. They come out a little bit flat in the second half. I thought so. Greg said so. So much so that they fell asleep for the first time in this match and gave Nicolas Castro too much space on the rebound off the second phase of a free kick, actually. The first dead ball situation in which they conceded stayed pretty much like this until the 80th minute, where the last 10 minutes turned just absolutely nutty. Ananda, it was wild there in the stadium. Like the loud pops in the crowd when stuff would happen, and it was 10 minutes where there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lead changes, four lead changes, I believe. So first Toluca scores. And they think they go up 2-1, only to have that goal called back for offside. It goes back to 1-1. A couple moments later, Peck scores to put the Galaxy up in about the 84th minute, 2-1. And again, this is where I thought, and I told Atleta Bautista, they got to be mentally strong to see this one out. You would think that's all she wrote. You would think that the Galaxy would have seen this one out, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. This is probably Toluca's best 10 minutes of the match. This is finally where they came to life, and they took advantage of another set piece, and it was another second phase, actually, of a set piece. Franco Romero gets a rebound and slams a ball home for the tie, 2-2. And then you would think, hey, it's 2-2. The Galaxy are going to be able to see the tie out and maybe go to penalties or extra time. Sorry to disappoint you again, but as we had already seen twice, the Galaxy would concede in stoppage time to lose 3-2 in just agonizing.
The last kick of the game, literally the last kick.
Kick of the game fashion, goal by Federico Pereiro, and it was a typical Galaxy goal to give up as well. I mean, a cross and a Galaxy player loses their duel at the back post and they lose the match. I mean, it just had notes of Philly and San Diego all over it. It was just one of those things that you see and you go, well, you could have seen that one coming. Greg spoke about it. He said that the first goal that Toluca scored, the one that was called back, should have been the one to wake them up, and it wasn't. And it's kind of unfortunate that it wasn't. Ananda, do you have any stats that will inform us just where the Galaxy lost this one?
Yeah, it's funny because I'm actually like one key stat that I always do, and I didn't even put this in the show notes. So thanks for putting this because this kind of makes my point. But I will bring it up just in a second.
You're welcome.
Let me run through the box score first. So guys, you can see it up on the screen. I'll narrate through it for those of you on audio. So Toluca 17 shots to 9, 7 shots on goal for Toluca, 4 for the Galaxy. 6 block shots for Toluca. So that means 6 of their shots were blocked. So pretty decent job by the Galaxy, actually, in some parts. But I mean, Toluca dominated this game, even for the passing, 538 to 366, with an 87% pass accuracy. But Rob, the next stat is going to be my one key stat, and this is, remember how I always tell you, like, if one team is dominating on the corner stat, that means that they are on the front foot. They are the agitators. They are the aggressors. All those verbs or nouns that you want to use in terms of the team that is taking the most proactive stance. And that was, in this case, Toluca. I thought through most of the game, but especially as they were chasing the game, right? I feel like a team like Toluca that has this offensive firepower, we knew how good they were coming into this match. When they, take it to 6th gear, like, you better watch out because they're really going to put a lot of pressure on you. And it shows from this corner stat. And you brought up a really good tweet, like as a sort of a response to your tweet, when Toluca scored off that corner. And here are the 7 Galaxy said 11 corners and 3 set piece goals sums up our defense. That pretty much sums up our defense, right?
Yeah. What else you got to say?
And that's the thing. So to me, that was the key stat, in that they were the aggressors, and it showed in the amount of corners that they won, and they converted on what is, I would say, not. I was trying to think about like all the corner lapses that we had this year. I don't know if they were as glaring, but let's put it this way. This has always been a problem, even way back when. Like, you can count this from like 9-10 years ago, right? Like, I feel like ever since AJ and Omar left, we've never defended corners well. Like, it's just the MO of this team, I feel like, right, Rob? Like, so this is kind of what it is. But when you don't concentrate for the 90 minutes, when you don't manage out the game, you get punished. And we got punished to the highest order in this game.
Well, it's like we mentioned, it's just a micro of what the Galaxy season is. I mean, you had a bunch of emotion. They brought you way high. They took you way down low. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. They blew a lead. They shot themselves in the foot. I mean, Greg said that this one reminded him of Houston away on the last day of the 2024 season, how they kind of just got impatient. And I believe
Absolutely.
the phrase he said was they cheated and they got punished. And
yeah,
and it's a harsh way to get punished, to lose this in this final, right? But Maya had some comments on mentality. We spoke a lot about with Greg on mentality. And he said Mexican teams knows how to play, how to win this game. This is different. We try to play well, and they try to win the game. That's the big difference. Yeah, like I said, I mean, Toluca's best period of the match was the last 10 minutes where they figured out a way to finally frustrate the Galaxy and turn this match around and get the win. What do you think, Ananda? Is it about the mentality, or is it about something else? Keep in mind that the Galaxy have frequently this season played 90 plus minutes only to throw it all away in the last moment. Greg says, I feel like we got a lot of work got thrown into the bin in the last 5 minutes, said Greg. What do you think?
Yeah, two things I want to say on this. Because I know you didn't catch, you were at the stadium and I was watching the coverage, and I thought Dax McCarty post-match in the post-match show for Apple TV, Rob, I thought he said something very interesting, which I 100% agree with. And this sort of goes to like the vibes thing we've been talking about this year, which is when you're winning, these little details, these little winning plays happen. You think about how we held on to that 2-1 lead against New York Red Bull last year in MLS Cup final, right, Rob? We grinded. We had to grind it out. We even had to bring on an extra center back and bring on guys like Marco Royce and Diego Fagundes and Jalen Neal to close out that game. But then we also had your Gaston Brugmans and your Mark Delgados to close out that game. So it's like when you're winning, you know how to win. You have that winning mentality gene, or that winning play, make winning play gene. But when things are going south, those things go against you. Those details, those tiny little decisions that are going to impact the end of the game, they go against you. And I couldn't agree more with that, to be honest with you. And this also leads to my second point, which is some of these players are still learning how to win, Rob. You had guys like Mauricio Cuevas, guys like Elijah Wynder, guys like Micovic. Remember last year in those positions, we had Gaston Brugman, Mark Delgado, and John McCarthy. Whatever you want to say about John McCarthy, he is a championship winning keeper, right? He may not have, Micovic may be a more talented keeper, but John McCarthy knows how to win. And I feel like some of these guys are still learning how to win. I'm not throwing it out there as an excuse. I'm just stating the facts. It's a night and day difference between the personnel that we had last year and this year. It doesn't matter if you have guys like Maya Yoshida, Diego Fagundes. I mean, we didn't have Marco Royce in this game, but like experienced guys. Even Gabriel Peck is still young, and he made a couple of mistakes in the last 5 minutes of that game, Rob. You know, he should have tracked back. He should have doubled. I mean, Vega is going to attack you on that left side. He switched sides from the right to the left. You've got to pin down and double down on him. You can't leave him out on an island with Mauricio Cuevas. That's just a recipe for disaster. And unfortunately, it happened a couple of times. So I think it's a combination of those two things, man. Winning mentality, but it's like we've got to understand and learn how to win. And some of these guys just haven't been through that war yet. And I'm hoping this is a big learning experience for them for next year.
What'd you think about the officiating?
Oh, okay. Well, let me just pull this little number out, because I thought that the official, I mean, I don't know what it felt like in the stands, Rob, or in the stadium, but I thought the first half was fine, but the second half got way out of control. And even in the halftime, I mean, he tossed out both of their coaches. But Greg talked about that foul on Garces, and maybe I wasn't at that time. I wasn't so focused on it because I was so worried about the free kick. Like I told you, my stomach drop was like, I just had a bad feeling about that free kick. But if I pull up this clip, I mean, guys, I'm sorry. This is not a foul. I'm going to let you guys be the judge. I'm going to play that again.
Yes, please.
I mean, hold on. I'm going to pause it right.
I don't know. That kind of looks like a foul somehow.
But
you're not.
He tackles the ball like 8 seconds before.
Yeah.
You see that? Like the ball is completely out. He hasn't even touched him yet. And then the guy just
absolutely. No, absolutely.
I thought that was super harsh. Super harsh. Now, granted, no excuse for the lack of set piece defending, but bro, that was harsh. And unfortunately, the Galaxy did not respond well mentally to that situation. No. Greg used the phrase chaos in the pitch. I don't know what you saw from the press box, Papa, but there's a lot of shenanigans going on.
It was wild. Well, like it's nuanced, right? Because like our friend Lex here is saying Vanney has the audacity to play victim that Toluca was shithousing in the second half. That's what they do, as you knew here. But like I said, it's nuanced. Yes, that's what they do. That's what Mexican teams do.
They do. Yeah.
And Vanney was very, very upset. in the post-game presser, he said that it was a disrespect to the game of soccer, to CONCACAF. I mean, he invoked everybody, saying that it was a disrespect to them, and I don't know if like I'd go so far as to say like he played victim. He did acknowledge that like the Galaxy themselves threw the game away, but I feel like he did call it out, and I'm not mad that he called it out because yes, even though we know that Mexican teams do this, like they're gonna keep doing it if no one calls it out, and it's not right that they do it. So we need to call it out, and so it can change, and they stop doing it, and we can have a good clean game. But it's not going to happen if everyone just accepts it and says that's just what Mexican teams do. Let's just like let it happen. So I don't know. Like I said, it's nuance. I definitely think that Lex, you're right. They shouldn't hold it as a crutch. I don't think Greg at the very least is, but there was an element of frustration there definitely with the officiating. We got a super chat from the homie Adam. He says, was Micovic to blame for any of the 3 goals? And do you guys blame the fans for being upset at Galaxy for this disappointing season? The Galaxy has had the season including going winless on the road. Ooh, yeah. Ananda, do you want to go first? Should I go first?
Well, the second part, I absolutely do not blame the fans, Adam.
Not at all.
I mean, look, who am I to say? I mean, I'm just an idiot with a mic on, right? With a hot mic on right now, like talking about LA Galaxy soccer. Like, honestly, you guys are entitled to feel how you want to feel about this team, and who am I to say? Like, yeah, of course you have every reason to be upset. And you know what? It's hard to continue supporting this team, especially when they're in the doldrums. Not accounting for all the off the pitch stuff, which I know a lot of fans are still upset about, right? So you guys are more than happy. It's just for me personally, like I don't want to speak for everyone. I'm going to speak for myself. Is like, of course, like we do this podcast, and even for Rob and I, it's like when we go through moments like this, it's very, very difficult for us to kind of keep our head on straight, be objective, without because this is frustrating for a lot of Galaxy fans, right? And this is kind of like why we're here. But all that aside, like Micovic, Papa, I think he has a part to what did he say about what did you say was his room for improvement? It's being more commanding in the box, and not just that, but just being a more vocal leader out there on the pitch. And he just hasn't showed that yet in the big moments, right? And again, we're hoping these are just brutal learning lessons this year.
Oh, I have no. I have a wonderful little. I don't remember the quote exactly, but like verbatim, Greg was kind of talking about this, how you have to have like a certain personality and be big and bold, and that like on this team they have a lot of really good soccer players, but nobody that's but they're all quiet, right? They don't have anybody that has like that big domineering personality, that brash,
like John, like McCarthy. Right?
No, I mean, I don't even think John, just maybe like Ricky does, right? Like just like swagger, right? And you see that out of Micovic, right? I spoke about it with Wynder, who, in my opinion, like I said, was that he could have been a little bit more brave. And I think le faltó también a este Micovic también, pues, porque tiene que salir en estas. He has to come out for these, or he can come out at least for 1 or 2 of them, or challenge, and make it hard. But he doesn't, and these are learning experiences, I hope, for 2026. I mean, just we're getting towards the end of this here reaction, and we're gonna end the show here on the positive note, like I keep saying. So all that being said, yes, there was an element of refereeing, but just the Galaxy only have themselves to blame. Greg acknowledged it. And we all saw it, and Toluca exploited it. They knew exactly when and where to hurt the Galaxy. But these moments cause an element of togetherness, like I said earlier. These moments cause those battle scars to come out, and those players that are here next year are going to remember moments like this, and that's going to bond them together. And now they have to kind of carry that that chip on their shoulder for the rest of the season and into 2026. They got to kind of collect themselves, respond quickly, and realize that they do have 3 more matches here in the season, and they got to show character, not to finish with the wooden spoon, man. I mean, they really got to give at least that to the fans and not finish last. And then, hopefully they have a good time off where they can recharge mentally. I mean, we heard from Diego who says he stays up till 4:00 in the morning sometimes looking at film, seeing where he can improve, seeing where the team can improve.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're human, y'all. So hopefully they get a chance to kind of re-energize and refresh too. So the players that do come back are coming back with all of themselves and the best way possible. Hopefully, they use whatever's happening this year as extra motivation to prove the doubters wrong next year, and obviously, restore a little bit of pride for the Galaxy.
I put it in my post-match tweet at full time. I said, you know what, man, like this, remember I talked about what is the chip on their shoulder coming into 2025, winning MLS Cup for 20. I just didn't see enough of that. We talked about that with C Miles in terms of the approach and the mentality coming in the season. Now, if this wasn't the kick up the backside that this team needed, I don't know what will be. So this has to be the chip on their shoulder. This image right here, because I seriously, I put it in the chat earlier. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm about to. I think it was G-Cam said I think I almost cried on this one, or I cried at the end of the thing. I almost did, and honestly, this was the picture that did me, Papa. Like just looking at like the pain on Diego's face, that just to me that's gutting. Like I know, of course, we had him on the other day, but it's like when you have that human connection with someone, this just breaks my heart. Like seeing that picture and having Marco console him, and so I just hope that they have some sort of memento of what this felt like to be in that side, to say, guys, this is never happening again. Like this is BS, right? We're not taking any more crap.
We don't want to feel this anymore. We got another super chat from the homie Adam. Thank you so much, Adam. He says, is there any pressure on Greg Vanney in 2026, or is there any leeway due to circumstances this season? I think there's massive pressure on him.
We talked about it. Yeah, there's definitely pressure. Definitely.
Yeah,
pressure.
No, there's got to be pressure. I mean, next year he's going to have, a retool team. He's going to have Ricky back. He's going to have, if the Galaxy,
hopefully new center back.
Yeah, a new center back, maybe a new striker. I mean, the Galaxy might bring back Nascimento, and who knows what Nascimento will be able to do with a fully fit Ricky Puig and how they might connect. So there's massive pressure on Greg Vanney. There's pressure on the entire organization. They really can't have another season like they had this year. I mean, and then I don't even really want to bring LAFC into this, but like they're having they're hot right now, in going into the playoffs. So the difference in where these two teams are exactly right now at this moment is large. So hopefully the Galaxy have a great year next year, and in which both teams are good, because like I've said before, it's way more fun when both teams are good and they're going at it.
Agreed. Yeah, the league is better for it when El Tráfico is the spectacle that it is, and this town is better for it when both teams are good. Like how good 2024 was, right? It's like those clashes now mean something. Those Tráficos actually mean something, and for seeding and all that stuff. So no, man, it's good times. But anyways, let's wrap up talk about this. I can't talk about this match anymore because it just gets me more boiled up and frustrated. But we do have a defending the badge.
Let's give a little mini positive spin on the end here. Who's your defending the badge, man? We have a couple of candidates that we could throw out there. I mean, like Harbor had a nice game. I mean, I thought Diego shed a lot of heart, and remember, defending the badge isn't about who had the best game, but who showed the best heart for the badge. Gabriel Peck obviously gets the goal. Elijah, I thought, had a good game, and Greg confirms that. But then you have players like Aude who had good games. So like, who do you think? Who do you got?
You know what, man? This answer might be surprising, but it's like in retrospect, what I forgot happened so early in the game, and I'm just gonna show the picture of this. This is Maya Yoshida in the 20th minute, turning his ankle like that. Left in a boot. And to honestly, Papa, like he's a warrior. Like we've known this about Maya. He basically played the whole game with like a busted ankle. Obviously, like not a busted ACL like Ricky Puig, like heroics, right? But I mean, I've got to give this guy the props just for that. Like he gutted through it. He tried his best. He almost pulled it off. It just didn't come off for him. But he gets my defending the badge, man, because no matter the result, I can't knock the heart. I can't knock the desire and just that warrior mentality. So I got to give it to Maya just for that. I know we gave up 3 goals, but
yeah,
Diego's a close second, by the way.
I gotta agree with Lex. It's Diego for me. I mean, for me, it's never been about the best player. It's always been about the person that shows the most heart and most work, most love, most passion for the crest, and that you should see that on the field. Like your spiritual leader on the field never, or doesn't have to be your best player. It could be somebody that feels the badge or feels the moment, just like Diego does, and wanted it that bad for the badge. And let's be honest, for the fans, he spoke about it here on this podcast. He wanted to give the fans something to be happy about, and unfortunately it wasn't to be for him. I mean, he got the first goal, and we had him here, and I just imagined, like I was like, oh man, like we gave him good luck, and then it wasn't to be. And that's like you said, the human connection just feels bad. But on the flip side, it's like we said, there were things there that the Galaxy could have done differently to avoid this.
I can't disagree with you. I mean, he's always, even Eli said for the last match, his was Diego. I think he gets it, man. You see it at the end of the game. He's balling out. Look, again, I can't stare at that image too much, because that just breaks my heart again.
Yeah, man, and he's been tremendous playing out of position as well.
Yep.
So anyway, enough said about this final. It was hopefully the final heartbreak here for the Galaxy. I mean, they do have 3 games left, inconsequential games, dead rubber matches that don't count for anything except for the wooden spoon, and
getting Diego that 80-80, man. Let's get that for him at least. Like, I know it's all about team accomplishments over individual accomplishments, but let's get the man his 80 and 80. And
that'd be great if we could. But I would like to get him 80-80 next year when he's still with the Galaxy, hopefully, and he achieves it, off of a beautiful pass from Ricky, and the Galaxy are rolling and stuff like that. But who knows if that's actually going to happen. But yes, it would be great to see him do the 80-80 at some point here. Now let's see where the Galaxy is in the standings. After 31 matches, they hold a 5-17-9 record, and this is, of course, going into this match here against Dallas on the weekend. They're on 24 points, 0.77 points per game, negative 21 goal differential. They're still in last place, 1 point back from DC United with 1 game in hand in the wooden spoon race. They must win their final 3 matches to avoid recording the lowest points per match average by a reigning champion in MLS history, with DC United's 2000 team currently holding that really, really terrible record with only 30 points in 32 games. Dallas, on the other hand, Ananda, is rolling. I mean, they're rolling, and they're heavy in the playoff hunt, tied with San Jose on points with 38. They're in 10th place, while San Jose is in 9th. They have a game in hand over San Jose, however, on 1.23 points per game at the moment. After 31 games, they have a 9-11-11 record, 47 goals for, 51 goals against. Like I mentioned, they've kind of been rolling. They are unbeaten in their last 7, 3 wins and 4 ties, but 2 of those wins have come within the last 3 games. Their last match was a come from behind effort to tie Portland 2-2. They're not producing as many goals as the Galaxy in the last 5 matches, but they have scored 9 in the last 5. And this is really the one that's going to be kind of frightening here for you, Ananda. They have been playing pretty well at Toyota Stadium. They won 4 of their last 6 at Toyota Stadium, with drawing one and losing one, including the last 2 in a row. But for the Galaxy, it's another chance to play spoiler, right, Ananda? Because Dallas is heavy in the playoff hunt. Galaxy faced Dallas 2 times in successive weeks. Like they play them this week in Dallas. Next week they play them in Los Angeles. Keep in mind this is the makeup game from earlier in the season. This is the first meeting between the teams here in 2025, but it does mark the 94th time that they will play, with the Galaxy leading the series 42, 38, and 13. They hold a 36, 34, and 13 record in league play. The last time they played, the Galaxy lost 2-0, and that was at Toyota Stadium. And in the first meeting between the teams last year, the Galaxy scored a 3-1 win over Dallas. And Galaxy will be aiming to get its first win in Dallas since 2015, Ananda. It's not been a kind place for them to play. There's going to be goals in this one. They haven't drawn any of their last 6 matches against each other, so expect the goals to come in on this one, at least 2 or 3. We'll get some more official odds and look at probabilities here with Ananda in a moment, but Dallas has won 8 straight regular season games against the Galaxy to make this the club's second longest home winning streak against an opponent. So, I mean, just Dallas delights on whipping up on the Galaxy. And yes, Lex, 10 years, a decade, August 15th, 2015, mate. It's harsh. This is the Galaxy's longest road losing streak against a single opponent in league play. They just don't have a good time in Dallas. Texas is not friendly to them. Not Houston, not Dallas, not Austin. I wonder what it is. But anyway, we do know that Gabriel Peck is suspended for this one, Ananda. We are kind of waiting for silly. Yes, we are waiting for a word on Amino Garces on whether he is or not. I believe JP will be on international duty for this one.
For this one or after this match? Is he leaving after this match?
I don't know, and you know, unfortunately, we don't have a media availability before this.
So I guess we'll find out tomorrow in the injury report or the team news, right? That they come out with. So
exactly.
we will retweet, or Rob will be on that one for sure. And then we talked about Maya. He went off in a walking boot post match, so I don't expect him to play at all as well, or even make the trip. Right. So who do we have back there, Papa? Zabaleta and Rindolph?
Like, ZZ Top, baby.
What do we do?
ZZ Top, baby. We got Big Zava. We got Big Zonka. ZZ Top.
Zonka. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, it's gonna be Rindolph and Zonka. Oof. Peter Musa is gonna have a field day.
Give me ZZ Top. I want ZZ Top. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, you have Maya in a walking boot. You have Marco, who it's been talked about will probably not see the field again this season. That remains to be seen. And again, this match for the Galaxy anyway, it doesn't really mean much, but for Dallas, it means a lot. You know, they have only 2 people missing for them: Marin Paez, who plays for Indonesia, and Paxton Pomcall. He'll be out as well. But I mean, for Dallas, it's going to be more of the same, Ananda. I mean, they're, in terms of like starting lineups and stuff like that, they're going to go with what's been working. They've been playing that 3-5-1-1, really unusual lineup. So that looks weird on the screen, man. But
yeah, it's basically a 3-5-2. It's just kind of converted. Like the other guy kind of drops in a little bit. Moose is the main man, though. Moose is the main target for sure. He's going to be the guy, man. Look at that, 17 goals, 6 assists, Papa. He's been on fire. It's going to be like a day on. It's going to be like a day on thing, right? Like
it's
he's
like
clearly
me.
the main man.
It's like me on the Saturday League, bro.
You mean it's like you on pro clubs? Shoot.
Sheesh. Bon quickly. Yeah, no, but you're right. Peter Musa is going to be the guy to watch for Dallas. I mean, he's scored in 4 straight matches, so he's in a rich vein of form. That's his third time in his career that he's actually scored in 4 straight matches. So he has this in his locker. He's a good player. It's no surprise that's why he's there as a DP. So he's going to be that guy to watch for Dallas. But they also have the man just behind him, Logan Farrington, who's kind of blossomed in that role just behind Musa. 5 goals and 3 assists. Anderson Julio, 5 goals and 1 assist from midfield. Shaq Moore, 3 goals and 2 assists from the back in defense. And you have Patrickson Delgado there in midfield, kind of creating with 5 assists as well. We yeah, exactamente. But we've told you a bunch about the Galaxy and how this doesn't mean anything, but hopefully they should be playing for pride. So with that in mind, Ananda, for the Galaxy to win this match, they have to
rezar a Dr. Raquinho. I mean, look, jokes aside, this is going to be a completely changed lineup, right, Baba? So if I hope Greg gives a lot of the kids a chance. I mean, maybe he might call up some guys from VCFC, who knows, especially on the defensive side, but just play free. You got nothing to lose. Play spoiler, relish the opportunity to play spoiler. But I think maybe I should have said this earlier, but I think more than anything else, Papa, they first have to try to block out and move on what happened Wednesday night. I mean, I can't imagine what today is like for these players emotionally, especially for a guy like Diego who emptied the tank, Papa. He absolutely emptied the tank.
Out the friction.
JP emptied the tank. I hope those guys aren't on social media much and they're not looking at their phones, because I mean, it's tough out there, right, for them. So I think they just the first step is more than anything, they need to block out what happened. They just need to move on, and hopefully they just play with a lot of pride, and that's it. I hope the young guys play, because some of these young guys, maybe they have that youthful exuberance, they can get over stuff quicker. Perhaps, I'm not sure, because Dallas is playing for something, man. This is going to be a serious game. And in Papa, I don't want to get to my prediction, but we haven't won there in 10 years. Bro. This has an absolute bloodbath written all over it. So this is going to be tough.
Well, the Galaxy to win this match. Yeah, let the young Bulls run, man. Let the young kids play.
Got nothing to lose.
Let them prove a little something.
Ruben Ramos, give me some Wynder, give me some Micovic, give me some Harbor. Run them out.
Give me some Doc Rack.
Yeah, like he super said, Cosmo and goalkeeper. I mean, bring it.
I'll let him sign Kobe for the day. Play left back. It'll be good. Anyway, did you and Doc Rack actually have a chance to look at some betting odds? I know you and him were going to go to the DEI to look at some camping equipment. I don't know if you guys actually had time to look at the betting odds.
No, we stopped by Guitar Center actually, and
that's cool.
We're busting on some guitars and stuff, some Gibsons and all that good stuff. So we did that, and then we had a little sangria, and within the sangria session, we had cooked up these betting odds. So guys at the top there, 54% Dallas win, Rob, to 22% for the LA Galaxy, with a 24% chance for a draw. So obviously it's not in the 60s. So you're saying there's a chance. There's a chance. Projected goals. Yeah. Projected goals 1.68 to 0.97. What I thought was interesting, though, let me take that little banner on the bottom. This is the goal spread. So right now they have FC Dallas at a 1-goal advantage. So, but look, it's 24%, but the draw isn't that far off either. So, I mean, a draw could be on the cards. If the Galaxy play a decent game, a draw could be there. You look at the form for Dallas. They've only, out of the last 5 games, they've drawn 3. Unfortunately, though, the 2 games that they did win were at home. If I can pull up the form table again. So yeah. They did win convincingly at home against Colorado and Austin. So yeah, Jose from Goals TV is probably licking his lips right now. So
yeah, well, it is reached that time. I went first last time, so that is you. Score predictions. Well, actually, the people's go first, but we forgot to ask
Well,
him.
well,
so
yeah, we
I
forgot
guess
to
it's
ask
you.
him. I know. They're like, whatever, like 10-0 Dallas, right, or whatever. um,
So I guess that's you.
Yeah, you know what? The other thing that did you mention? You might have mentioned it in your rundown through the stats, in the fact that if the Galaxy do not win this match, we will have gone winless on the road in 2025. That has to be a first,
And
right?
no
If I'm not mistaken.
sunshine when she's gone.
So G Cam says 3-1 FC Dallas. You know what, Baba? Like, this is unfortunately a Galaxy loss for me. I don't, from the emotional pain from last night and just the inexperience, like, you see the back line is demolished, at least in the center back position. I think we're gonna make a couple of defensive mistakes. Zonka's rusty, so unless he plays a blinder, like, I can see 2 or 3 goals. Like,
Z top.
you don't win a lot of matches giving up 2 or 3 goals. We learned that the hard way last night against Toluca, right? Every time you give up 3 goals, you're not gonna win giving up 3 goals. And I could easily see Dallas scoring 2 or 3 goals at home. And again, this is quick turnaround. We have to fly to Dallas, et cetera, et cetera. Too many things going on in the Galaxy. I don't think they can rebound. Yeah, 2-1, 3-1 FC Dallas, something like that.
We have a couple other predictions here from the homies. XPH says Dallas 4, Galaxy 3. Well, again, more than 3 goals. Galaxy give up, they lose. E Super 1 says 4-2, sounds about right. Dallas, again, more than 3 goals. Galaxy still lose. We do have another super chat from the homie Adam. He says, "Can you go over my super chat above, please? Thanks."
Oh, yeah, my bad, Baba. Yeah,
Where?
we started. Yeah, we missed one. All right.
Oh,
So
our bad, Adam.
Our bad. You're invited to the next beer pong and pizza party for free, for sure.
And
No,
and a non-mistaken shots to do.
No door tab. Let's see. Galaxy under Vanney has only qualified.
What is this picture?
What picture?
His thumbnail picture. I can't see it. My eyesight's not so good.
I can't really.
Adam, let us know
what's
what's in your picture, brother.
You're gonna have to ask him. Galaxy under Vanney has only qualified twice for the playoffs under his tenure. Not the best success under him, no matter what the excuses are for him. I mean, the facts are the fact. I can't refute that, right? And I've been trying my best since we started this pod of like defending it. But on that note, I can't defend him. Like, it now, and
yeah, we've talked about it all.
It's 2024 blip. And that's what a lot of fans are thinking right now. And that then leads into our point about he is under pressure for next year. There's no doubt about it. Both him and Will.
Yeah, miss the playoffs more often than not. I mean, 2023 67 goal shipped. This year I think that's like 61 right now.
Yeah, we're
with
getting,
3 games left.
There.
I mean, so there hasn't been progress on stuff like that. So people
need to sign a defender, bro. We need to sign a defender. Like
a couple, I think, sir. But I mean, people say 2024 was just kind of like a blip, just kind of like an anomaly. And based on stats, you got to say that that's true, right? I mean, I'd say everybody knows that, but no, I mean, some people would disagree with that. But I feel that Greg is a good coach, but the stats don't support that either. So, I mean, since this is a business, the stats dictate what should have been done. But
yeah, XPH says you don't.
That's not my job.
XCPH says you don't win 2 titles with 2 different teams by luck, but a system is flawed. I think, and that's the thing. Like, both things can be true, right? I know Hammer always says this all the time, but like, you can have 2 opposing thoughts in your head, which is he could be a good coach, and he is a good coach. He's shown that he can be a good coach, but can his system be flawed when you don't have the perfect players or tools to play with? That can also be true, right? Like, the variance for Vanney is really high. So the question is, as an organization, like, do you roll the dice and do you go with Vanney knowing that your ceiling is an MLS Cup and your floor, the worst case scenario, is a wooden spoon? That's what you got to ask yourself, right? And that's, everybody's going to answer that question in a different way. So,
well, we've asked a bunch of Galaxy fans already, and a bunch of people that have been on this pod, like, would you take last place if you knew you were going to win MLS Cup the year before? And everybody said yes.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I was really surprised that everybody has said yes. Everybody that we've asked, actually, because you would think that some people would be like, nah, it's cool. I'll be a playoff team for like the next decade, but I'll be consistent, but that title is silverware,
Yeah. Well, and speaking of fans coming on and stuff like that. Sorry, something weird is happening in my headphones. Just a little teaser that we might have a few fans or more than a few fans jump on and have their say and tell us what they think about the Galaxy. But we will tease that in a little later date.
We cooking.
So we cooking something up. So you guys just stay tuned. But we might have a couple of you guys out there in the chat join us and talk LA Galaxy towards the end of the year, so we can all have a little kumbaya circle session there. So
El Primo comment sign 6 says you squandered a year of these players' careers. You can't have that level of inconsistency. I mean that's a perfect word for it. Inconsistency. Yeah. I mean, you can't have a team that is a championship team one year, a last place team next year. I mean, you have to have that level of consistency, and you can be a consistent team and still be a championship team, a la example Seattle. I mean, and I've said it more than once. I would like to see the Galaxy get to that level of consistency. But anyway, we have our score predictions, and not looking good for the Galaxy. Ananda, did you give me yours?
Like 3-1, 2-1, 3-1. It's an L. It's an L. That's
sure. I think so as well. With the caveat of if all the kids play, they might just surprise us. They might pull off that kind of brave performance that the audacity of youth might only bring.
Yeah,
so
I think the inexperience will still show though, so we'll still lose in the end or something like that. But point wouldn't be bad.
Any given match, who knows? But I got to think that this is going to be a Dallas win, especially at home. The history of the Galaxy not winning there and just
is shite.
the gut check of Wednesday. These things are definitely hard to get over, but we do want to thank you guys all for being here with us today for this episode. We do know that it was a little hard because it's a tough loss, and but right now more than ever is when Galaxy fans need to be together, and I hope that you are together with your community and your fellow Gs. On Monday, October 6th, we'll bring you a Galaxy versus Dallas reaction pod, and then we'll be back a week from now on Thursday, October 10th, as we bring you another LA Galaxy versus Dallas preview with Jose Tellez, founder of Goals TV. And speaking of, we're doing a live watch along on Saturday. It'll be the first time we do this. I will probably get my press credentials pulled, so follow along for that. Anyway, Jose's going to be streaming this on his Goals TV channel.
I guess the real question is, will you have a beverage of choice while you're enjoying this debacle that you will see on your screen?
I don't know. It's 1:30. It's early.
But I know who books these games at 1:30.
Yeah, no. Well, 1:30 is kind of early, man.
Yeah.
But then it's like if it's at 1:30 and then they lose. I mean, like you got to go through the rest of your day all upset. Ah, man. Pobre Galaxy fans.
Gracias, GCam.
The homie GCam says with the super chat, $2 super chat says, "You guys rock." Thanks, man.
Thank you, Papa. We're here for you. We're here for you guys, man. We're here for you guys.
Con nosotros.
Yeah. By the way, so stay tuned, guys. Rob and I are going to have a little something to show our appreciation to you guys. Stay tuned. Again, the best way is for you guys to subscribe, hit that notification bell, subscribe to all our socials at La Cuna Galaxiana. Hit that like, guys. Help us with the algo. You know how this game works. And what else, Papa? Do I have anything else to add? The only thing I want to add before we leave is that this is a tough moment for the Galaxy. This is a tough moment for us fans. But like Rob said, just appreciate the Galaxy community, man. We all have each other. And we're here for you guys. Like, we will be here for you guys every Monday and Thursday whenever you guys need us. And like I said, just keep your heads high. And all I can say is, en las buenas y las malas. And that couldn't be more true.
Anyway, yes, trying to end this one on a positive. And yeah, hopefully you guys got a little bit of that comfort that I was saying that we would try to provide here after a tough loss. But the Galaxy go right back to it here on Saturday, and hopefully they can lift themselves up to get a win for this Galaxy community and their fans. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up here for us. Ananda, one thing left to say, right?
Dale.
G's up.
Wow, wow.
Pick it up. Dun, 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 dun.